Just dump all this out so I can sort it.
Oh yeah, whatever you need to do. Hey, and we're live. And there's this.
Yeah, just what you want. Water transfers to get wet in the ring.
Oh no, they're on your chest.
Yeah.
Oh no.
That's okay. It's not the side I need anyway.
There we go. Put that there. All right, cool. All right, so today I'm going to keep working on my repulsor. And Doug's working on his Canis Rex Super Knight of all things.
This is remember when I told you I felt compelled to buy a model? Well, this is that felt compelled to buy a model.
Right? Haven't we all been in that pretty much sense of guilt?
Well, when I bought it, I did it with the intention of building or making all the different available variants. So,
does he have all the components that way?
Yeah, this box has every sprue available.
Oh, good lord.
Yeah, but I do like the heraldry of it. So a lot of it I'm not going to change out. Some of it's pretty standard, like the ankle pads. They're pretty standard. The shin guards are standard. The cod piece is standard. So these are all the same that any knight has. Spare shield. Now, what's interesting, they got a different shoulder or knee cover. So this one's got that little knife on it, or a sword, which kind of looks cool.
Yeah.
And then this also has the cockpit. Now, I assembled the cockpit and the pilot because I'm going to paint him separately before I put him in there. Because look at all that little detail.
Oh, yeah, good lord. And see, like the original one, you didn't have the whole cockpit dynamic.
No. Well, most people didn't.
Oh, yeah, most people didn't.
I took in my original one, I actually bought a little Storm Talon cockpit assembly off of eBay, and I cut it to fit in there. So and then I wired the door to where it's actually flippable on my original one.
Yeah.
So you can actually open it up and see the Mechanicus pilot sitting down inside of my original.
So that's a question. Does this one like design so you can open it and close it, or do you have to?
No, it's fixed position. So when I assemble this cockpit's going to go and lock in here.
Mm-hmm.
And the side skirts, which are these little pieces, are going to be in there. So it creates these little cavities.
Okay.
For these two supports to sit inside of. So it'll sit kind of like that. Already opened up.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, it is nice. Mine doesn't do it because I don't have the struts on it. But
yeah.
So I'm going to make this look somewhat like I want. And I'm leaving all the armor covers off because I want to paint them separately from the body. It gives me a lot more access into it, honestly. The other cool thing is the little tabard that this one comes with.
That's cool. Like a wolf?
Yeah, a little wolf head.
So it's a space wolf knight.
Yeah, kind of.
It's supposed to be?
Yeah. The herald,
Canis.
Canis, yeah. Dog.
See, look, they're smart. They're smarter than me.
Canis Rex, just Latin for basically king dog.
Here, boy.
Yeah. So I'm magnetizing it because I want to be able to make all the different variants. So where the stubber goes, I took and cut off the little bracket here, and I still got to sand up some of this because it's pretty rough right now with the super glue.
Yeah.
The magnet goes there, and the super glue to magnet here. So that'll just snap on. And when you want to change out the guns, it's literally just take off the yoke, put it on the new one.
That's kind of cool.
And your new gun fits.
Take that, GW.
Well, I thought about putting cutting these off and putting some real small magnets that I've got in place of these studs, and then putting pin heads into the wells. And then I was like, hold on, this thing can pop on and off. That's what we're going with today. So I went with simplicity.
Go get them.
The only reason I've still got this out is I want to test fit when I put the carapace pieces on here, because I'm going to recess the magnets in here to make the carapace weapons detachable because the Canis Rex doesn't have it. And I'm trying to remember what other variants don't have. Well, Canis Rex is the only one that doesn't have a carapace weapon. All the other ones have the option for it.
It's kind of weird that the quote-unquote named character one has less options. Or am I just reading too much into that?
Nah, he's got some interesting options. His gun is just amazing. The Laz Impulsor.
Yeah.
But I'm going to play around with them. And then what's really cool is this one comes with a little walking model of the pilot.
Oh, that's cool.
Which has his own special rules because why not?
So wait. If it gets blown up, can he jump out like Sergeant Cronus style?
I have to go back and look at it, but like they have a weapon stat for his pistol.
That's cool.
So I mean, I would assume so. I just got to go back and play with it.
Now, if he can pull like an Imperial Guardsman and like shoot out of the top hatch of this knight,
that would be badass.
That'd be pretty cool. Kind of redundant, but
it just brings back images of that like a World War II tank commander. Get me closer. We're out of ammo, but I got my pistol.
Right, or like the old-fashioned like fighter jets, quote unquote.
You
want to help me?
Yeah, buddy, I got you.
Like World War I pilots flying at each other, shooting each other with
like revolvers.
Yeah.
Like a Lego.
Or lobbing grenades at each other. That was another of their little favorite things.
Did they really?
Yeah. They would either drop them or throw them at each other, try to time it right. Let's see, 97, 95. All right. For those of y'all watching, what we're getting, or what I'm getting down to, is the point where I am going to have to start setting up magnets for the different weapons for the hands. So I'm cutting out my pieces that I need because I'm going to magnetize left and right. I'm going to do them at the same time. Now what's interesting is I sat down, and unlike probably anybody that's ever going to watch this, I'm not apparently that smart because I sat down with the instruction book and a notepad and figured out what parts went to what guns to make what bodies and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I figured, okay, well, I can take this part and this will work for these bodies and da-da-da-da-da. And I should have watched YouTube because Spiky Bits has already figured out what parts need to be done to make all the models.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's funny because he gets... Some people either love him or hate him kind of deal. It's like, oh my God. I don't understand the backlash.
I mean, he's got some access that I don't have. Like, he might have 5 copies of a model.
Yeah, that's true.
I've got 1. So I just got to make do with what I can.
Which makes sense. I mean, we're the average. Well, we're probably not the average guys in the hobby, but
No, probably not.
yeah, financially, we're the average guys in the hobby.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm getting to the point in the instructions where weapon options are becoming a thing. So everything slows down and magnets take over.
Absolutely.
I'm surprised Games Workshop hasn't started their own magnet division.
Well, no, not when I can go to K&J Magnets and buy a buttload of magnets for relatively little money.
Oh yeah, exactly. I think they actually used to do it. Like they sell green stuff and whatnot.
Yeah.
But you get like an inch worth of green stuff for $5,000. Exaggeration, totally implied, but it's not cheap.
No. But I can go get like a 1 meter roll of it for $10.
Yeah.
From other companies.
Heck, if that, really.
So this is that shoulder joint attachment.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drill out a pilot well, and then I'm going to drill a 3/16 diameter hole because these magnets that I have are 3/16 wide by 1/32 thick in 42 neodymiums. They hold about a half a pound apiece, direct pull. So they'll hold on a weapon.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Well, the neodymiums and like the rare earth magnets, that's where it all is. If you're using those gray magnets or like those black magnets, you're not going to get the performance you want.
No. And I mean, I've been when I was real big into reef aquariums, I used neodymiums to hold pieces of coral to the side of a glass through a 3/4 inch thick glass.
Oh yeah.
And at that time, I was ordering 3/4 diameter by 1/2 inch thick neodymium magnets, 150 at a time.
I'd be afraid of breaking a piece of glass.
You just got to be careful. You don't let them slam. That's the key.
Yeah. I've seen those videos. It's like, magnetic warning symbols, and they show like hands getting smashed with magnets and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I don't think we'll ever get to that point in the hobby.
I mean,
But if we do, I'm trained.
There's a reason buckyballs went off the market for a long time.
Yeah.
Because they were little tiny round magnets and kids were swallowing them. And they get down into the GI tract and they pinch between 2 layers of intestine and cause sepsis.
Well, you ever see those cow magnets that they use, like the chatterstones, and kids will toss them? That's what those were. They used to feed them to cows to get like barbed wire and stuff out of them.
Yeah, it's called hardware disease. We still do it.
Yeah.
Dairy farmers do it all the time because, I mean, I love my cows, but they're not exactly the smartest animal in the world.
That's why we eat them. I mean, think about it. You see a cow in a field, you walk up to it, you hit it with a hammer, and you're done, right? And then you have steak. But like something like a lion, I'm pretty sure a lion is delicious. Good luck catching one.
They gotta pull up a little more fight.
Yeah. Like chicken, it really can't fly, right? I mean, yeah, okay, yeah, it can fly. But realistically speaking, nah, not really.
They're not designed for long flight. Same like wild turkeys. Wild turkeys can fly. They're just not big on it. They're a ground bird.
Hey, what I'm getting at is I'm pretty sure bald eagle and like peregrine falcon taste delicious. Just good luck getting one.
Yeah. I mean, there's very few things I haven't tried that flies, swims, or crawls in North America.
Well, I hope bald eagle's one of them.
Yeah, it is one of them. Federally protected species have not been consumed.
Disclaimer. We're going to add that to our disclaimer rating there.
Yeah.
Oh, federally protected.
Get some drill bits. I left my 3/16 bit of the house.
Yeah. If you look over that way, they got some. And then over on the drill press, they should have some over there too. If you don't see them there, maybe the drill press. Yeah, what I'm doing right now is working on those last cannons and heavy bolters for that front gun, getting them all cleaned up and mounted. And then I'm going to take a gander at how they want to go about building it so I can figure out how to magnetize it.
Well, if you really want me to freak some people out, I could always grab a hand drill and do this by hand.
Oh, yeah. Well, I got a little pin vise, but it doesn't go that big.
Yeah.
You're talking about like a freaking...
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no.
Get like a DeWalt.
I don't think we need that.
I could see people coming unglued.
What? Oh.
Pun intended.
Yeah. I mean, I love it. See, that's the thing is like, when we do the woodworking videos and stuff, there's always somebody in the comments that says, "Oh yeah, if I had a shop like that." It's like, okay, yeah, we do have a shop like that, so yes, we're going to use those tools. Oh, and by the way, there's other ways to do it too, you know.
I mean, and what I hate when I hear people say, "Well, if only I had that, or if only I had this." Dude, I worked my butt off to get this, so you can too.
Right.
Nothing's stopping you from getting it, except your own ambition.
Yep. All right, so that's how that works.
I mean, I do this. I work multiple jobs so I can pay for my hobbies so that I can have them.
Same. I mean, let's be fair here. This is not exactly a cheap hobby. It's not an expensive hobby, but it's not cheap.
No.
But it's a hobby. All hobbies are inherently expensive.
Otherwise, they wouldn't be hobbies.
Yeah. There's like the little bit of that, for lack of a better term, that luxury tax associated with it. But it's cheaper than card games. I'll tell you that.
It's cheaper than a lot of things. So at the top side. All right. If y'all have done magnetization and you don't have a little stick with some magnets on it, that are polarized. Mine are just labeled top bottom because there's no north south to distinguish on these magnets. This is great because when I do weapons, especially when I'm doing multiple weapons, I make sure they're all the same polarity. Because that's bit me in the butt a time or two where I went to put something in there and it was the reverse polarity. So instead of attaching it, was trying to throw it off.
At me next time, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's about what I'm going to start doing.
So I've been there, done that.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's not that big of a deal if you... Well, okay. I'll try to word this correctly. Yeah, no, it sucks when you have one model.
Mm-hmm.
But it really becomes bad when you're trying to magnetize like a 10-man squad or like 5 different tanks. You need it to match across 10 different guys or 5 different tanks, you know. And that's where it gets kind of fun.
Well, you look like my Flames of War army with my tanks.
Yeah.
I've got 40 different tanks.
That's a lot of freaking things.
I can swap the turrets in between any one of them.
Yeah, see, that's where it's at.
If y'all are wondering what I'm doing, there's a bevel on this piece that locks it into the arm. And because I'm making this interchangeable, I've got to take that bevel off. And my options are razor knife, which is a viable option, but it's a kind of a hard part to get into. Or, because this is an interior part and not going to be seen at all, heavy duty file. It doesn't take much to get this off either. I mean, not like we're dealing with a steel. It's gray plastic after all.
Yeah. All right, so I'm debating.
Well, how'd you like that picture of my workbench I sent you?
That was good. How many was like 30 paints you got on that?
I've got over 100 different bots.
On that rack?
When I'm done, I will.
Oh, okay.
And for those of y'all out there curious as to what we're talking about, I'm modifying my workbench top. That's my paint rack system. Just pegboard. It's a model I pulled off a Thingiverse that I'm printing on my printer at my house. And I've set it, I mean, it's low quality. I'm printing at like 0.3 millimeters a layer. So it's fast print, low quality, because it doesn't have to be real high quality.
Yeah, it's not like you need, 0.01 resolution on a paint rack.
I did run the first batch or two at 0.1.
Yeah.
And to do 3 of them takes a little over 16 hours.
A little much.
At 0.3, it takes 4 hours almost exactly.
See, I'm debating whether or not I want to put magnets on this piece and the gun, or just put metal behind it and then magnets in the guns.
If I remember correctly, I put magnets on the inside of that turret, and then pinheads on the end of the barrels.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's these guns. I put magnets in those.
Yeah.
Because they're a little bit heavier.
I'm leaning that route. Just debating it.
For those of y'all that love my stunning commentary but hear me go silent from time to time, I'm eating my lunch.
It's lunchtime.
Oops. Well, I didn't eat lunch while I was at work today, so stopped at McDonald's on my way over here. Not my number one choice of meals for the day, but it'll do in a pinch.
Didn't you order number 1?
Yep, $5 meal of the day.
There it is. I was being snarky. How do I?
You know what's great about tomorrow? Payday.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Last day of the month tomorrow.
That came quick. Thank God.
You aren't kidding. just turned in my travel check. I drove just bag of the napkin math, a little over 1,500 miles this month for the school department, the school board.
Oh, Jesus.
My travel check for the month is a little over $1,000.
That's pretty good.
Well,
It's not
not
your-
really because I already spent it.
Well, you get it back. It's reimbursement. But
Yeah.
like, what's your cost per mile to drive?
We get reimbursed, I think, 49 cents a mile,
Yeah.
almost 50, something like that.
What's it costing you?
I'd have to go back and look at it. Luckily, most of those miles were on my wife's van. So the van, compared to my truck, the van gets 24 to 26 miles to the gallon, whereas my truck gets 15 to 20 on a good trip.
Yeah, 15 to 20. Heck, mine's maybe 18.
Well, it's if I'm like back highways, like Highway 36 and that kind of stuff, cruising along at 55, 60 miles an hour, I can get up to 24 miles a gallon.
That beats mine.
Now, when I'm on the interstate, I'm lucky to turn 17.
Yeah. That's about right for mine, too.
Well, my truck, because of how it's geared, it's beautiful because my cylinder management system at 55 up to about 62 will drop 4 cylinders. As long as I don't need the power, it'll cruise along on 4 cylinders at that.
Oh, that's good.
My wife and I have discussed it. When it comes time to replace my truck, I'm going to a 3/4 ton.
3?
At least a 3/4 ton.
So when is that happening?
Oh, not for many years now.
That's what I was about to say. It's like,
We got to pay off her vehicle first, which I've got another 4 years on that note.
yeah.
But the rationale behind it is if we get, and a lot of it really hinges on how much we like doing this RV camping.
Mm-hmm.
Because if we really like it and we want to do more of it, and we want to get a bigger RV, then I'm gonna need a bigger truck to haul.
We're gonna need a bigger truck.
Yeah, I do kind of feel like out of the movie Jaws. Well, speaking of such, did you see that? What you looking for? Those drill bits?
Yeah.
They're over here.
Oh, you brought them over there?
Yeah, they're right there. What size you need? I think those are 1/8 inch magnets.
Yeah, I think those guys are.
Because I remember correctly, when I ordered these, I ordered 1/8 for guns and stuff like that, and 3/6. I got these specifically for the tanks because they fit in the wells perfectly for them.
Yeah.
But anyway, did you see that video out of Massachusetts? They're reeling in this. I want to say it was a blue fish or something like that, and a great white breaches and rips the fish off the line, no more than about 5 feet from the back of the boat.
Shooting fish?
I watched it. I was like, yeah, that would make somebody poo themselves.
Well, yeah. I'd be upset, man. He probably fought to get that guy in for a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Dinner. Shark was probably happy. Didn't have to fight it nearly as much.
Well, yeah, it was a big ass great white. I'm sitting there, I'm watching the video. I'm thinking, caca.
Yeah. Nope. Well, you have more reason to be worried about that kind of stuff than I do. You actually go do that stuff from time to time.
Oh, I love scuba diving. I mean, one of the wrecks I like to dive out of Florida has, at least the last time I was on it, there's a 8-foot bull shark that likes to hang around that wreck.
Yeah.
Never had any problems out of him. Not the slightest sign of aggression. Usually he stays at least 30, 40 yards away. So,
I believe there's a so far coming up.
well, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, I've never had a problem with it.
Yeah.
Some people, though, they don't like being relatively close. And I can understand that. I mean, if you're freaked out by them, by all means, you don't have to be right up next to them, but they don't bother me one bit.
I was also going to say, you're probably bigger than that shark is.
He's 8 foot. I'm only 6'3", so he's got me.
Yeah, barely.
I mean, I'm a big dude, but I ain't beat a shark off. Get kind of big. I mean, if it comes down to it, me or the shark, it's gonna be the shark.
Well, I'll punch a shark. I'm just saying. I'll fight a shark.
Well, if it's a male shark, you can clasp or punch it.
Okay, kids.
Kids, if you don't know what that is,
Nope. Don't. Don't Google it.
It's just a clasper.
Google is not your friend.
Well, you saw the picture I had says it's funny in any for any species.
It is. It really is.
I mean, guys will sympathize with other guys if they get hit in that general area, but we still laugh.
I'm not gonna sympathize with the shark though. Going down, bro. Yeah.
Okay, that fits better. Now I got to figure out how I'm going to mount the magnet inside of this thing. Okay, so let's open this up. This is why dry fitting's important, kids.
Oh, hey. How's it going, Ryan?
Which Ryan? Oh, Russ. Oh, what's up, dude? Okay, so that's going to have to go like that.
Let's see. It depends. Doing that with a squad of havocs at the moment. Oh, magnetizing him? Ugh. Which part are you thinking about magnetizing? Yeah. How you been, man? There's a little bit of a delay with everything. You working on havocs now? I'm guessing your chaos stuff's getting pretty big.
I think his green boys are feeling neglected.
The first army always does. I just wish our shop had more going on. I really do.
So do I. I mean, I understand why it may not, but
Yeah.
it's still kind of like, oh man.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna have to get a little creative with how I super glue this in. Okay. Let's see here. Yep, that'll work.
That's it. Contemptor dreads. They got the cheapy ones, quote unquote.
The fast builds?
The fast build ones, yeah. From Burning of Prospero.
Mm-hmm. I should have brought my homemade zip kicker.
Oh, see, I can't stand that stuff.
No, my homemade stuff, not the actual zip kicker stuff.
Oh, yeah. I'll never forget. I walked into Level Up. And in Level Up, they had a hobby room. In the back of the hobby room, there was like 4 guys all working on models. And they all, for some reason, had like discovered Zip Kicker that week. So everybody and their brother was hitting Zip Kicker. And I just walked in, I'm like, no, I can't do it. Ugh, ugh. And I basically died on my way out. I'm so bad. It was pretty rough.
Yeah, it's not the nicest stuff in the world.
Yeah, no. Been painting for people. Oh, you been painting for people? Getting paid? That's legit.
Yeah.
Getting paid to have a skill set and use it? That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of what kind of stuff you painting? See, I don't think I've ever been considered good enough to like get paid to paint.
I've painted some things for people, but not models like this.
Yeah.
There we go. Finally got that magnet to stick enough. Now I can throw some more super glue on top of it. Make sure this thing ain't gonna move. When working with magnets, non-ferrous tools are a must.
It definitely helps.
That's one.
Yeah. This is the side of the hobby that no one really talks about. How long did it take you to put that magnet in? About an hour.
Now, the side of the hobby, this is the part where people don't understand why somebody gets all of a sudden upset and throws a model when the magnet comes out.
Yeah. Because once they come unstuck, they really don't go back in.
Not very easily, no. Ah, blasted.
Just like that.
Oh no, the magnet didn't come unstuck. My holding device.
Oh.
There we go. Because I want it to dry in a certain position. Yeah.
See the difference here? I put a magnet in, I toss it across the board. He has these little clamps to hold him in place. And what are you, a professional or something?
Semi.
This guy.
Dude, I tell you what, one of the best things I ever bought, and I wish I brought it with me today, is a file cleaning block. It's just a rubber block you can run your file on. Yeah, your dad's got one right there next to Sander.
Yeah, say, look right over there. I got you, fam.
I mean, they're great for cleaning files. When I'm building big stuff and I have to, like when I built that aircraft carrier with a 3D printer,
Yeah.
I had to use that quite a bit to clean the belts from when I was leveling out the surfaces.
Let's see. Ryan sent me some messages on Facebook. Oh, cool. Those look good, dude.
We're gonna have to get back together, Ryan, and play some more games.
Yeah, we gotta do something.
I gotta kill some more of your greenskins.
No. Everybody loves an orc.
I remember
Look good, man.
I remember when 8th edition first came out, and we were playing around, and I had cast Vortex of Doom on one of Ryan's HQs because somehow I had shot like a hole in like a cavity into it. He's probably saying, "No, not this story again."
He just said the boys will be ready.
I shot a hole in like a cavity into it, so that when I in the previous round, somehow it wound up where it was a mega knob in the middle, a weird boy, a pain boy right next to him, and they were flanked on either side by 30 groups, like big blobs of boys. And somehow it worked out where his mega knob was the closest model. And I cast Vortex of Doom, and I rolled up a natural 11. A Vortex of Doom on a roll of a 12, you get D6 mortal wounds instead of D3 mortal wounds to every model within 3 inches of the target model.
Mm-hmm.
Or every unit within 3 inches of the target model. Well, Grey Knights have that Brotherhood of the Psyker ability, which gives them +1 to all of their psychic rolls. So my natural 11 became a 12, and he failed his weird boy failed his save, or his deny the witch. He's like, I got to try it. And
Oh, he said he killed his boss, a Big Meg, his pain boy, and 3 boys. And the weird
squad.
boy. God.
I did like 36 wounds on a
The
single
fact
roll.
that he remembers that means there is trauma caused.
Yeah, it was pretty traumatic.
Well, heck, orcs there for a while were really strong. I don't know if they still are.
I haven't played them since their new codex came out, sadly enough.
Yeah, I heard their new codex made them like really good.
I mean, I'd love to try them. Now, what I did like is that the 2019 chapter approved really did help out my Grey Knights because, I mean, as much as I love other armies,
Grey Knights are...
they were horribly overpriced points-wise.
Yeah.
I mean, a single Grey Knight was almost 29 points. He's double the cost of any other Space Marine, but he has nothing other than the ability to be a Psyker.
I'm going to tell you this too, man. All right. for everybody out there, mini Marines are going to go away. It's just going to happen. If you don't believe it, just okay. You can continue to not believe it. But what I'm expecting is there's a new Marine Codex coming out real soon because we got about 15 different units that don't have rules or codexes. So it's going to happen. And I'm expecting to see Primaris Marines take a little bit of a point drop to get them again more in line with mini Marines. And we've already seen no new models for any of them,
No.
right? So you start looking at points per model, you start looking at what they can and can't do, and you're looking at about another 5 years before the mini Marines are just gone.
Mhm.
You're not going to get any support. The rules are slowly going to make them disappear. And then one day, someone's going to be like, hey, remember when these used to be smaller Marines? Like, yeah, what was that about?
Well, the Primaris Marines, I think, are what Marines should have been to begin with.
Well, they were saving money back in the day. You know?
I'm talking like fluff-wise.
Oh, fluff-wise, scale-wise, everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, these are supposed to be 8-foot gin that are the epitome of human physique augmented by technology.
Yeah. Gunline strong in the moment.
Yeah, gun lines are always strong.
Yeah, 8th Ed is definitely a shooty edition.
It's either a shooty or a fast edition. Just depends on how because like when I can get up close with my Grey Knights, it becomes ridiculous, especially with the new bolter rules.
Yeah.
I mean, bolters will chew something up at close range.
Yeah, that's true. You know, I've always kind of felt that Warhammer in general has had a leaning towards the shooting phase.
Mm-hmm. Always has. AOS is the opposite of that. They're a little more leaning towards the fight phase.
Yeah.
I mean, like most armies in AOS just don't have a whole lot of shootiness to them.
Well, so that's what I was going to ask. Is it because just the fight phase is that much stronger, or because there's that little of shooting?
There's that little of the technology level just really isn't all there.
Well, yeah, they don't have guns. They have like crossbows and whatnot.
Yeah, so I mean, like with the elven armies and things like that, you'll see more shooting crossbows, bolts, or bows.
See, I'm tempted to grab a drill. This is driving me nuts. This little pin device is annoying me. Grab a drill.
Get the 20 volt.
Yeah.
Go big or go home.
Don't tempt me.
Now for you, it's not that far of a walk, but
Oh yeah. Where did they go?
the drill.
Yeah, the quarter drills aren't where they belong.
These I do not know. Let's see.
Go drill press.
Oh yeah, Corn Demons in Age of Sigmar are way better than they are in 40k because, I mean, to be brutally honest, they just can't get up. They can't move fast enough to get up where they need to be to engage in 40k. In Age of Sigmar, you just don't have the gun line to take them down before they get to you. So then you got to deal with that.
And even if you teleport them in, the morale phase kills them.
Yeah. I mean, I can't tell you how many I made run off the field just because I wiped out so many other ones. I felt bad for him when we did that tournament for Jeremy to help raise funds for his family.
Yeah.
The one guy I felt bad for was Zach.
Oh yeah, he had a whole butt ton of corn. You know what? The drills are over at Flip House. We're installing cabinets.
Oh, well, that would explain why you can't find it.
Sans drill. Okay, I'm going drill press. Just saying.
But he wound up third round. He and I got paired up, and I wound up just taking his corn army off the table by turn 3. At the end of turn 3, he was down to 2 bloodletters and one other character. I forget what it was.
You know, I actually I bought that one off him.
Oh, his
His corn.
army
Yeah.
to add to your chaos.
I don't really have a whole lot of chaos, but the corn demons have always made me happy.
Blood for the blood god.
Yeah, he does not care from whence it flows.
Nope.
Looking at you, Sisters of Battle. Looking at you.
That made me really happy for Jacob is when they announced Sisters of Battle in plastic.
You know, I haven't seen him in forever.
Yeah, neither have I. I have not seen Jacob since Tim moved the shop.
Yeah, that'd be true.
Okay, so I got to look at these different shields and see how I'm going to magnetize these shields. These gun shields.
He's good people, though.
He is. I mean, there's a lot of people that. See, I don't have to magnetize this one because that uses its own gun. It's just this one I got to worry about. I have to say, 40K and the gaming industry or the gaming community as a whole, there's not that many bad people. Because to be brutally honest, just if you're not a good sport or a good player, people just don't want to be around you. They're not going to be. And we're almost self-limiting that way. To answer your question, Ryan, I don't know. I hadn't talked to him in a while, and he doesn't do Facebook or anything like that. So, and I don't have his cell phone number. Otherwise, I'd call him.
I got his number. I can reach out to him. You know, it's just I don't like bugging people if I've got nothing going on. So like,
Yeah.
I only really call people if I've got stuff going. So like, if the shop's got an event or a tournament, it's like, yeah, let's go. You know.
Yeah.
But beyond that,
I mean, he's probably getting ready for the new school season.
Yeah, that's true. You know what, though? Like this kind of stuff, we should all just get together and do this.
One thing I'm gonna toy with bringing up to my assistant or my principal is there's a couple of the different model companies do like I'm trying to remember which one I was talking to the other day. They do God, now I'm forgetting them all. They do World War II, and I'm trying to think of who they were now.
Flames of War.
They're not Flames of War. Not Battlefront. It was
Bolt action?
Yeah, they do bolt action. It's not Spartan Games. Good God. Now I'm having a brain fart trying to remember who does all that models. But anyway,
can't help you, sir.
They are willing to like donate sets of like starter sets and stuff like that to teach kids history for like the World War II stuff, the Hail Caesar, all that.
That's kind of neat.
So, that's kind of a cool thing. I'd love to be able to do something like that during the summer, get a couple of kids up to the school, teach them a little bit of history, teach them how to model, and then get them into the hobby. You know, hook them when they're young.
Yeah. Well, you're not going to get that with Warhammer.
Oh, no.
Yeah, no. No, not the right game.
Okay. That holds the gun pretty well.
Yeah. I'm still fighting mine.
It's still a little snug. I think I'm going to have to file some more off. I mean, I'd be happy if GW would send us like a box of a squad of Space Marines so that we could get little kids involved in it. Because I know my son enjoys watching me paint, and then when I bought a bunch of models from somebody, I took a couple of crap ones and gave them to him to play with.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, dude, try that. That works so beautifully. It just lifts that in and out.
That's good. I like it.
Yep.
I'm fighting mine. Getting frustrated.
Yeah, magnets will do that to you. They make you want to say bad words.
Yeah.
It's almost as bad as stubbing your toe in the middle of the night or stepping on the Lego while going to the bathroom. And those of y'all that don't have little children, the struggle, you don't know it yet.
The Lego thing is real, man. The Lego thing is real. And that's the thing. Like, the reason we're doing this here instead of at the shop, there's no room at the shop.
No. I mean, I understand this isn't what Tim is into.
You know.
And I'm fine with that. I mean, you got to do what you got to, what you want to do.
Yeah.
I mean, who am I to go to somebody and say, well, I like this, so you have to do it? Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's not what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah, I know you're not.
I wish it was bigger. Wish it was more profitable. I wish it was, you know.
Mm-hmm. I just don't feel like driving. There's another local shop. I just don't feel like driving 35 minutes one way to get there. And now with all that, how they've got 190 set up, it's hard to get into it.
Yeah. I don't know, the extra drive for a game that's already going to take so long. I mean, if you're going that far, you're suddenly dedicating your whole day to it.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm going there, I'm not going for an hour or two. I'm going to be there for maybe 5 hours.
Yeah. And realistically, I can't take 5 hours out of my life. I got kids.
Mm-hmm. As much as I love my little children and would like to get rid of them for a little bit, 5 hours is not that easy to find a hole. I mean, and that's part of the reason I won't play enough 40K. Now, when my wife finally gets around to getting the kitchen organized, since she's been reorganizing it for the last 8 years, honey.
Let's say that doesn't sound bitter at all.
I've got that table set up in my house.
Mm-hmm.
I want to play more.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I got a Realm of Battle board. I got terrain. I mean, all the terrain that our shop pretty much used was, mine. And I've since seen it at a whole bunch of ITCs and stuff all over the place because I think somehow or another Adam got a hold of it all.
At least it's getting used.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I'd love to go to more tournaments, but I'm just not a tournament guy. I've never have been. I could care less if I win or lose a game.
I wish I could say that. Like when I first started playing, I went on like a 30-game losing streak. But then went on like a 60-game winning streak and well, there's a lot of like positives to that and negatives to that.
Well, like I play Grey Knights.
You're never gonna win.
Unless I'm up against demons. It's gonna be a hard fought battle.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be uphill for me the entire way. Because, I mean, let's be honest, there's just not a whole lot of versatility in the Grey Knight Codex.
Yeah.
Hell, I was happy as hell when the 8th edition Codex came out and they gave me the ability to get the little interceptors and talons.
Oh, yeah, I forgot you guys didn't have that for the longest time.
No. So, I mean, once I got them, I was like, oh, hell, we got something new. I have air assets other than a Storm Raven.
Oh, but don't forget, when 8th had first hit, Storm Raven was God.
Oh, 3 Storm Ravens and you won the game. You might as well just rock, paper, scissors. Okay, I'm not playing anymore.
Yeah, whoever goes first at that point. But, GW and 8th had took care of it and fixed it.
Mm-hmm. It was funny watching it. It was like a slow car crash happening.
In my opinion, I think they knew what was happening. But how many people bought
Storm
Ravens before that? Not a lot. How many people bought Storm Ravens after that? Everybody.
Well, what you do is look at the number of armies that had multiple Storm Ravens prior to 8th Ed first launch.
Yep.
And then look at the number of armies that had multiple after 8th Ed first launch.
Oh, yeah.
Well, just...
And again, GW is a company. Mm-hmm. So if we think about it, the drop pod. How bad did the drop pod get old Yellard? Nobody uses the drop pod. Unless you got like that one unit that you really need to get somewhere, somehow. But other than that, drop pod's a dead unit.
Yep.
How many drop pods do you think people owned before 8th edition?
Well, I've got between mine and my wife's Space Wolf, again, air quotes, army, I think we've got nine or 10 drop pods.
I have 9 because, you know, the rule of time was half rounded up to go in. So, you know, odd numbers. Saw a list that won first place with 3 Orion drop ships. Oh, yeah, the drop ships. Yeah. 3 Orion drop ships. Oh, yeah. Of course they're going to be good. Forge World unit for 1. You know, so yay. Can't really say much more than that.
Yeah.
How expensive is that bad boy? Yeah. And then, you know, Custodes, they're just good in general, right?
Okay. So now I got to figure out how I'm going to mount this so that it's secure here. And I think I'm going to go to my old friend Blue Tack.
Oh, yeah?
Because this one fits, for those of y'all watching at home, this one fits on here nice and snug. Not coming off. This one goes on there.
Yeah, that doesn't really work.
So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to just pack this cavity with Blue Tack so that I can press it on and it just grabs.
Oh, that's going to be like your forever solution?
Probably, for at least for now.
Okay.
Until I can figure out some way to put something else in here. Because I got to figure out how I'm going to... tell you what, where'd that other popsicle stick I had go? Okay. Those of y'all that do not live in the South, I'm about to introduce you to a term we lovingly call Canis engineering.
You get a degree at that.
I grew up in Southeast Louisiana. I can reverse engineer just about anything. I'm sure there's many other people that can say the same thing.
Yeah, $400 a pop. Yeah. So the guy had a $1,200 army in just 3 models. Well, you know, of course he's going to come out with something good there.
To win a tournament that maybe has $100 prize support.
Oh, I've never really seen prize support for this. I mean, maybe somebody somewhere, but I've never seen it. Hotel reimbursement, maybe?
Yeah, that would be worth more than anything else.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Well, that conference I was at last week,
yeah,
my hotel was $129 a night, and that was our conference rate.
Well, hey, it's not terrible.
No, it's not too bad. Hotel was nice, though.
Yeah, I bet.
But the whole idea of me and the wife getting the RV, the more I thought about it, the more I liked it. Oh, little saw, little saw.
Drill press for the win.
When in doubt, get a bigger tool.
Yeah. That's what she said.
I was waiting for it. I was like, come on, dude. I laid it out.
Oh, my God. I know, but still. All right, so.
My buddy that teaches band at our school, they had such a rash of "that's what she said" jokes. If you say that in his classroom, you owe him 10 push-ups.
I don't blame them. But yeah, that seems like such an our generation thing, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess The Office kind of made it come back.
Oh yeah. All right, that's gonna fit in there perfectly. How you like my magnet mount that I just made?
That's legit.
So I'll put a magnet on this one, and then I'll attach a magnet. I'll put another board across here and put a magnet there, and they can hold through each other. Oops. And I'm going to use these 3/16 magnets because more surface area, more bond hold, hopefully. Yeah, I think The Office made that kind of a bigger comeback than anybody else could have, I don't think.
Oh, Steve Carell. Hey, we got Kyle down there. What's going on, Kyle?
What's up, dude? I hadn't seen you in a while.
Yeah.
Drop by Big Easy. I was hoping to see you, but you weren't there that day. And see, not going there to Big Easy is kind of I really should be. Mainly because if I toss my army in my truck and I go to my other job in Covington right there, it's
right
a few minutes down the road.
Yeah, it's basically right next door. Huh?
The only downside is, I don't know if you've ever seen the traffic on 190 at 5 or 6 in the afternoon.
Oh, I used to be a manager at the Home Depot down there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's worse.
This is cool. We need to get the whole group together and start just hobbying. You know?
Everybody go to Kyle's house. We're going to meet up there.
Yeah, everyone at Kyle's house.
Kyle's bringing snacks too.
And food. And beer. See, that's something I don't see on the old YouTube. Like 6 drunken hobbyists trying to build a model.
There's probably a reason for that.
I'm just saying, we could like get that market.
You do have that little group out of Mississippi, but they don't really build I mean, they used to build models. I remember watching, at least watching the first couple of episodes of one of the guys building a Forge World Manta.
Who is this now?
I want to say it's called the 13th Chapter. It's a gaming group out of Mississippi.
How do I not know about this?
One of the guys, he's big into Tau. He bought a Manta and he was building it. And I remember watching for a while, and then it just stopped. And I was kind of annoyed because I wanted to see how it came out.
Well, anybody who owns a Manta.
I mean, you're never. It's one of those models you're never going to play.
No.
It's there just to say, you know what, I got it because it's cool.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see. What is he's there a lot.
Yeah, I know he is. Just the one day I happened to swing by, he wasn't.
Well, where's he worked at? You work out that way still?
I don't know where he's at now.
I don't either. It's been a long time. Our gaming group kind of got disbanded there.
Hoping it gets back together.
We'll be like Knights of the Cajun Table.
Knights of the Boudin.
Knights of the Boudin. Doesn't sound any better.
Yeah, I had Boudin balls for lunch, so I can't complain.
Hey, what's not too bad now?
Is that the traffic out there is not too bad? I know last time I was going out there, it was a pain in the ass.
Well, they had a lot of construction, but they were like fixing all that stuff.
Yeah, most of the construction is done.
Trying to set myself up to do the next ones. I really don't want to.
I made one of the worst mistakes I have ever made in my life this afternoon.
Okay. Is this like some intervention stuff we're gonna talk about?
Nah. Well, I don't know if you consider 40K an interventional process.
It is. Trust me.
I was prepping some of this work. I was doing some of the carapace work, or the main hull work, and I thought I had dropped a droplet of water on my hand because, or I was using water to kind of speed up the setup of the super glue,
Mm-hmm.
and I thought I had dropped a droplet of water on my hand. It hit right here. It hit me right here. So water, I just went pick it up.
Yeah.
It wasn't water that dropped.
The super glue?
Yep.
Ooh.
Yeah. Super glue tastes nasty.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say so.
And it will stick to your lips.
God. I don't know if anybody's ever done this before, but like just being around the vapors of super glue long enough, it'll burn your eyes.
Oh, yeah. That's why I've got a fan that sits at my workbench. I've got a fan that sits behind me to create a cross draft.
Just because of super glue? How much glue are you using?
Oh, you remember that one time I spent part of my tax refund money and bought like two of the starter boxes and all kinds of stuff.
Oh, is at Home Depot now? Yeah. All right, let's see.
What we got to mold?
Access and okay, cool. Daniel, I need your help with molding something. Okay, I can mold. You're at Home Depot? Oh, in Covington, you're at Home Depot?
Bloody hell.
Old stomping grounds. What you need molded? What you want to do? And see, now we got that awkward lag where it's like waiting for something to happen.
Have you thought about getting your own 3D printer?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just don't know if I can justify the cost, really.
You know how much I'm into mine? Less than 500.
Yeah, I get that, but $500 is still $500.
Well, granted, it is $500, but I didn't do it all at one time either.
Yeah, I get that. But like, so if I'm gonna get one, I want a resin printer just because of the quality. And then you're not really doing like terrain stuff anymore.
Yeah.
You're doing character stuff.
Yeah, at that point you're not. It's not bulk or large things anymore.
Yeah, and you're looking at like $300-400 still, plus all the resin, which whatever. But like, if I want some resin custom bits, pop goes the monkey.
Mm-hmm.
You can, I don't know. I've thought about it, but I know how to do all that stuff. It's just I don't really want to.
I'll tell you what, I want, and you know this, I've wanted a Thunderhawk for God knows how long.
Have you started one?
I got a brand new roll of black filaments sitting on my counter.
That means tomorrow is the day.
Well, not quite tomorrow because I'm still working on printing those paint trays.
Yeah, okay. How many parts is this little thing? Look, come on now.
Well, if you take an ass ton and then you subtract 2, you're about there.
Yeah, no kidding. No. Let's see. Okay. One of the machinists at work got a 3D printer. Just doing something. That's kind of cool.
Yeah. Tim's guy that they're trying to do that toy line with, he's got a 3D printer, and I think it's a resin 3D printer, kind of like the what is that one that we were looking at the other day?
I don't know.
The True Form or something like that.
Formlab?
Yeah, but it's a bigger version. It's for doing like toys and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Prototyping toys. Thought it was pretty cool looking.
But he's got all that stuff greenlit, from what I understand.
They've got to buy the merchandising rights, from what I understand, and that's the expensive part, is the licensing rights.
Yeah, the IP. Spiders will have to show you. Okay, yeah, spiders for $40K.
I don't know. He could be referring to my tarantula, because that's the printer I have.
Oh no, he asked me to mold him something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I can give it a shot.
Worst you can do is say, nope, can't do it.
Yeah.
Sometimes I wish I had Zip Kicker, and sometimes I'm glad I don't.
Yeah, I want nothing to do with that stuff. And the amount of little parts I did not think would be And this. Oop,
I think your iPad just died.
my iPad, no.
No, my buddy. Dude, I don't know about you, but it was pouring when I left work.
Yeah, it's getting pretty wet. Well, this weather was supposed to kind of show up yesterday, but looks like it didn't.
Well, I love the fact that they spent so much money building these rain gutters around my school,
Mm-hmm.
and the one that's right outside my classroom,
It doesn't work.
not for shit.
Oh god.
It's a curtain of rain.
Well, I don't know, man. Let's see.
Oh, found a charger.
Yeah. Yep.
Oops.
Running the cord. That's right.
Okay. It'll sit up a little bit, but that's okay. I'm all right with this.
Oh, Age of Sigmar.
For what?
Oh, the spiders.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. As soon as that decides to get charged up again, we'll bring it back over.
What army has spiders in it for AOS? I'm not versed enough to know. Kind of sounds freaky for my tree people. No spiders in us.
Freaky for my tree people.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like code.
For the tree freaks running around. May this. I'm trying to read what notes I wrote on this thing. It's bad when you can't read your own damn handwriting.
Mm-hmm. Is that how that goes? Is that how that goes? There's no top to that? That's like it.
Yep, that's it.
Okay.
That's one of those little gun sponsons on the side.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm going to assume future home of magnets.
Yep. I put magnets in the turrets and pins in the guns.
That sounds like got magnets in my turrets and pins in my guns. Sounds like a
Snoop Dogg song.
something.
Got my mind on my magnets.
Got my
Magnets on.
mind. Yeah, there it is. Somebody out there, run with it. Make it happen.
Weird Al, have fun. I mean, hell, he's done a video on just about everything else. There's some 40K in there.
Right. Dude, Weird Al, completely and totally underrated.
Absolutely. I almost bought tickets to go see Jeff Dunham last November.
Where at? In
New Orleans.
really? I didn't know he was in New Orleans.
Yeah, he had a November show in the Smoothie Center.
Didn't Michael Bublé just have a thing too?
Hell if I know. Do I look like somebody that listens to him?
No, I'm just like
I think he might have, but honestly, I don't know.
I know a lot of people are a fan of the Bublé.
I wanted to go see Jeff, but tickets for Jeff's show were like 175, 180 a pop.
Oh, Gloom Spite.
Oh, the Gloom Spites. Okay.
Yeah, that's cool.
Is he looking for the
Little spider you asked for it?
the little gits for it, or the
Gots?
Sylvaneth?
Grots?
Yeah, grots. Oh, that reminds me.
Mm.
You know how I want to build my 8-man Dread Knight army for Grey Knights?
Yeah.
I've thought of a theme for Dread Knight number 7.
Okay.
I'll take a Dread Knight and I'm gonna build him like stomping through something, not just standing there. So like posing like my other one was.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna get a box of grots. And I'm gonna make it look like he's stomping through a field of grots.
You can have it playing that song from Guardians of the Galaxy.
And having like, I'm gonna take the grots, I'm gonna take some real thin floral wire and like mount some of them like they're actually flying out of his way. like they were punted.
Yeah, I bought the Apocalypse Tau set or
Mhm.
whatever. So I have a Tau army now. But I always wanted to do like the 8th MS team.
Mhm.
I think Joey talked about doing it for a while too, and just having a whole bunch of Gundam looking, Tau models running around. I think that'd be badass. Huge fan of Gundam.
Gundam is cool.
Yeah.
I was watching a video on YouTube the other day. Would Gundam survive in the the 40K universe?
For a little bit. I don't think it'd be like in my opinion, it's just a machine.
The guy who did the video came up with some good points. Like the Gundams are really they're really agile, mobile kind of thing. So it'd be hard for the 40K to hit, and they've got these special armors and shields that are designed to defeat lasers and stuff like that. So yeah, that's all good points, but when you just throw the mass amount of the Imperium of Man at it, because let's be honest, that's what's going to happen. I don't care how fast and agile you are, you're going to get hit sooner or later.
Well, I think the best way to try to do it would be either one-on-one, right, or army v army.
Yeah.
And then, you got to kind of be fair here for a second. One-on-one, yeah, I think a Gundam would be just fine. Okay. But Gundams almost always operate alone. So, and nothing in 40K really operates alone. So you really got to think about army versus one. So things like Imperial Knights, Gundam would probably wreck them.
Oh yeah.
That's hands down. Things like Chaos Demons, you got some demon engines in there. We're starting to. I don't know. I'm thinking we're getting a little bit more worried here for our boy Gundam. Space Marines. Dreadnoughts aren't going to be able to keep up with it.
Nah. Where you see the Imperium of Man being able to stand up against them is if they send like a Titanic as a Legion in.
Yeah.
Then it's just going to be all over pretty much. Because they're going to have to get through. Yeah, you'll be able to move around, but you're going to have to be able to get through those void shields before you can do any damage.
Yeah, realistically, a lot of the tech that your Gundams have, it also exists in 40K. That tech is there.
Yeah.
It's not like the 40K guys are going to be just like surprised by it.
Yep. They'll just look at it and go heresy and shoot it.
As one does.
As any good Marine would.
Battle, brother. Oh, that reminds me. Codex Blood Ravens.
Oh, they're actually getting their own codex now?
Yeah, it's a supplement, like a Wife Dwarf supplement.
Oh, that's still kind of cool, though.
Yeah, they got rules for like the name characters and stuff. So
I think you're going to see that a lot more. Like all the major chapters are going to get their own little supplemental codexes. Like the Sisters of Battle got that beta codex.
Well, Sisters of Battle are going to get their whole big boy.
Yeah, well, they need it. Relive 3rd edition.
Right. I was talking about somebody like, all right, I know they're quote unquote designing Sisters of Battle with us as we go, right? Okay. Which we can see how their scaling and timing works. Okay, cool. Now let's get real here. All this Primaris stuff that's been released, it's been designed for like a year or so, just waiting to get put on the market, So all these Primaris, like the executioner, oh, it's new. It's been around.
Yeah.
There's been a guy knowing about it for quite a while now. I wouldn't get too about that. Let's see. The orcs will loot the Gundam and paint it red to make it go faster. Son of a gun. He's right. He's right, man.
Yep. It's something about an army that can make stuff work just by believing it works.
Some call it faith.
Some call it orcs.
Emperor protects. Am I wrong?
The problem with this gun, it is just so forward heavy. I'm gonna have to put something here to help supplement it.
It sounds like you're complaining your gun's too big.
I know it's a rare complaint males will make, but the problem is this piece is so forward heavy.
What is that? I don't even know what that gun is.
This is the Laz Impulsor.
What's the biggest magnet you got?
I've got two of those 3/16 ones, two of these backing them. But just, I'm going to either have to get a bigger magnet to replace this one, which is a doable thing. What you got in here? Yep, that'll do her.
Yeah. Those are big boys.
Yeah, I do need to order some bigger ones.
Those came from Harbor Freight.
I guess where I'm going after we're done here.
Yeah. Those are Harbor Freight magnets. What?
It's too big for the gun. Let's see here. Got to figure out how much of this I got. I've just got to take some of the rim out of it.
Yeah. So you gotta give it
A rim job.
Uh-huh. And the white, yeah, and the white dwarf. I'm guessing there's quite a delay in our chat right now, just judging by like the responses to what we're saying.
That would not surprise me one bit. Okay, they're just sticking to everything.
Oh, those are big boys.
Yeah. It's kind of like Gonza for her blades. It's everywhere. I'm going to have to do this by knife. One of my former students just had another child, or had a child, and not another.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
Yeah, it makes me feel old.
Well, you're not old until you start teaching that kid.
I'm already on the second child of a girl I went to school with. She'll be a sophomore this year. Yeah, I haven't got the "you taught my dad" yet.
Your time. It'll happen.
I have had "you taught my uncle."
All I've had so far is you've taught my brother, you've taught my sister. I'm okay with that.
Well, I had an uncle because the uncle was a oopsie.
Happens.
Yeah. Well, like I'm teaching one of her kids right now. I taught her oldest child, who's already graduated. I've taught her second oldest, who's a sophomore this coming year. And she just had a son. So I'm a firm believer in spacing them out, but that's a little much. But he was a oopsie too.
No such thing.
I know a couple of parents that would argue that.
I know. I'm talking just like in general.
Yeah.
You knew what you were doing to make it happen.
Yep.
And if you didn't, we should try to figure that out in a different way.
If you didn't know what was going to happen, maybe you should go back and retake biology.
I don't know what you're talking about biology.
When I taught biology, I taught sex ed, so.
I know you taught biology.
1 year.
How much did that suck?
The biology, not so much. The medical terminology class I also had to teach a lot more.
Yeah.
I mean, it didn't suck for me since I know some Latin. It sucked for them because they knew none.
Well, that's the job. They're students.
Yeah. Yeah, I was that class. I was like, why? Why are you making me teach this? It's just because none of the other biology teachers at that school wanted to teach it.
Heck, I got my teaching assignment. We have a 7th prep this year.
A 7th prep?
7th prep.
Jesus.
Yeah, I'm not so thrilled about it.
Isn't there something in our contract against having that many preps?
I don't know. I'm sure there is somewhere, but I don't make waves.
I mean, I'm not going to try to degrade what you teach, but I mean, it's really not that hard of a prep per se.
No, I agree.
And like, I've got let's see, I'll have 5 preps this year if I teach that drone class again.
They haven't talked to you about that yet?
Well, it's dual enrollment through the technical college, and they typically won't start that until after we start school because it's a night class.
Yeah.
So they got to do kind of open enrollment on it.
That kind of makes sense. All right, we're out now.
Even that big boy's not strong enough.
No way. It has contact on contact?
No.
You
I
guys
can't get them contact to contact.
There's no way that those aren't strong enough.
Well, they're strong enough to latch onto my watch. I put my arm down here, whack. I'm like, oh, well. Okay, through one layer, it's fairly strong. Let me knock this out and see if I can't wedge it in here. Yeah, for people that don't build models, this is not a hobby for you then.
What, magnetizer?
Yeah. Okay, let's see. If I take...
Well, magnets are the way to go.
Absolutely.
But there's a whole new dynamic to it when you get to it. And there's a whole new...
All right, let's see. That's fairly strong. Let's see if that'll hold the weight. Yeah, that'll do it.
I was to say, those magnets face to face should be able to do what you needed it to do.
Yeah, face to face they are. Problem is, I was not going face to face. Yep, silly putty
Silly, but
or
sticky tack.
sticky tack. I'm gonna use it to make a dam. Tell you what, I know what I'll do. I'll be a cheeky little fella.
No, I don't have it.
That's okay.
Tape.
Nope, just the back end of this notepad.
There you go.
I'll put it in there, super glue the little sucker in place, and then cut it out later. We are problem solvers.
We'll go with that. Not super thrilled with it, but that'll do, pig. That'll do.
Mm-hmm. Much like that. A little baking soda would be better, but this will work.
Yeah.
What's in the ball jars there? Is that wood filler?
Those are sawdust and like paint.
Okay, you were trying to make flock.
Oh yeah, I did try. I succeeded. Just haven't done much with them. Some trees here and there, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, because to the uninitiated, that does not look like flock.
Oh, it's flocka.
Be hilarious if your brother brought somebody over from work like, what is that?
Well, no. So we did our architectural modeling, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and I brought that stuff in so people could do their trees and their grass and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And all of course, the high school kids had the same thought. It's like,
Yep.
It's called flock.
Get over it.
It's what it is.
I bet half of them like, yeah, Mr. Lunsford, that's what that is.
Yeah, sure it is. Like, yeah, it is. See, nowadays, storm bolters are where it's at, huh?
I do like me some storm bolters.
Yeah.
Double tap within half range. I mean, when I started my Space Marine Army, I played them as Imperial Fist because they had bolter drill, which was badass.
Yep.
But now everybody's got it, so it's like, eh.
Well, I used to play. What was that character's name? Lysander, because he had the bolter drill. And Lysander with a squad of Terminators was awesome. It was great.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, times change.
Well, back in 7th Ed, people always used to ask me, why do you run a 10-man Devastator squad? You only get 4 heavy weapons. Like, you'll see.
A blade of wounds.
Well, I had I think I was playing John Gianoso, and he deep struck a assault squad of Blood Angels behind me, and it tried to assault my my Devastator squad that was up in a building.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, go ahead. And he said, all right, I get to go. All right, go. All right. So I rolled my my Overwatch. He's like, oh, you only got 4 hits. I said, oh no, I get to re-roll. You what? Yeah. Imperial Fist. Bolter drill. Son of a bitch.
Yeah, it's a good little denial.
Mm-hmm. I killed. He deep struck a squad of 10. I took 6 of them off the board before they even got to me.
Oh, that's lucky. That's lucky.
Yeah. I'm not going to argue. I rolled really well.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
But the simple fact is they died and my guys didn't. So.
And that's the thing, like a blade of wounds, charge protection, you can combat squad them, go sit on an objective.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can protect those higher value assets.
Yep.
And people tend to forget that kind of stuff.
I think that's really the reason I don't play a whole lot of the metagaming stuff, is because I really just don't care.
Yeah.
If I'm going to play, I want to play kind of a, not so much narrative, but kind of story driven, not true narrative like we're playing a campaign. But I want to match up their lore to what I'm playing and how I'm playing them.
Yeah, I'm more of a fluff player. Like
Yeah.
I said, there for a while, it was really competitive, but it just got boring, really.
Also, like that event I TO'd for Adam. I mean, I brought the Ringer Army. It was my Grey Knights, and it was a fluffy Grey Knight list.
Yeah.
The only match I won is because the guy was like, "Look, I'm really don't care at this point, but I still want to play the round."
Yeah.
It's like, all right, no problem. I mean, I went 1 and 2 on the day.
That's good. So my thing is, like, the hobby's already kind of stressful. You know, you gotta the cost, you gotta build, you gotta paint, yada yada yada. You gotta. I don't want to be stressed about playing it.
Mm-hmm. And what's funny is a lot of the stress in the hobby is self-induced.
Oh yeah. And like the people who like buy an army just because it's good, or they'll like flop between armies because this is what's meta right now. I gotta win. It's like, oh my god, you're gonna drive yourself insane.
I mean, if that's what you want to do and you enjoy it, by all means, do it.
Yeah.
It's just not for the vast majority of the people.
Yeah, I can't do it.
People ask me why I play a particular army. It's because I like that army. I like how they look. I like their lore. Do I give a darn if they win? No, not really.
There is something to be said about not getting stomped.
Yeah. I mean, anybody that's played me in my Grey Knights, some days the Grey Knights will own your shit, and other days they get their shit owned.
Yeah. Well, right now, Grey Knights are like what, tier 7, tier 8?
Yeah. Might not even. If you bring them, it's because you love them, and that's it.
Yeah.
You don't expect to win.
Like, I don't even think they're on a lot of people's tiering.
No, they're really not.
But they were kind of OP there for a minute with all their
with the psychic shenanigans.
Yeah.
I mean, when you play a demon army, they're tier 1. When you play anybody else, they're not even on the board.
Yeah. Literally, because they get tabled.
Oh, I forgot who I was playing, but I smited Magnus off the board in 2 turns.
What? Was it Donald?
I don't think it was Donald. I forget who it was.
That'd be fine.
But I mean, he had the keyword demon, so D6 mortal, or D3 mortal wound. I'm sorry, 3 mortal wounds across the board every time I smited. I didn't have to roll it up; it just was it. You're a demon. Take 3 mortal wounds from that unit, that unit, that unit, that unit, that unit, that unit.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of how it should be, though. That's
Grey
Knight's entire purpose for existing in 40K.
Yep.
You know that moment when you get your finger stuck to the magnet you just tried to glue it? There it goes.
You're like, do I really want to pull it loose and lose this? Yeah, I've been there.
Good. All right, that's done.
I'll tell you what, I've got so many models I need to build, and some a fair number of them aren't even 40K.
Yeah, you do that stuff to yourself, though, man.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. I'm not even talking about your other like Age of Sigmar stuff, just like in general. Like,
yeah, I've got 4 airplanes sitting on my bench right now that are in crate, just screaming to be painted.
Like for a gaming built system, or
no, just
planes.
Yep. I've got I was on Amazon the other day.
Oh no.
Yeah, I know. And I found 2 of the Tayamis, like $9 a piece, and they're normally $20. So I ordered them.
The fact that you know that a Tayami's natural price point is very impressive to me.
I mean, they're one of the premier modelers in the world, so
yeah, I didn't know it existed.
Dude, my ultimate goal, I want to get one of their.
Plastic Thunderhawks.
Oh no, they don't make them. If they did, it'd be awesome.
I know, but still.
Dude, if they made plastic Thunderhawks, I would pay $800 for it.
Oh, fuck off. That'd be insane.
Yeah, but if they did it, the entire, if that company did it, the cockpit would be fully detailed with a canopy that opened up. It'd be all the individual parts for each jet engine. It wouldn't be just a cowl cover.
Yeah, that's too much. That's insane.
They've got some 1 to 16 models that I want to get. They're about $200 a pop.
Did I mention that? That's insane. Oh my god.
The radial engines on these airplanes that they have, these 1 in 16 models, they're like they've got the wiring for the spark plugs. They're designed to be display cases. Like it's designed so you leave the cowling covers off and make like a diorama that shows off the engine.
Yeah.
I mean,
nope.
There's companies that make real rubber tires that fit them.
Nope. Not in this guy's hobby and skill set.
Mine yet either, but I mean, if I was given the opportunity to buy them, would I? Yeah. I'm gonna admit it.
I could use your money to do it.
Oh, dude, if I could use anybody's money other than mine, I'd do it in a heartbeat.
I've been at this for so long, and I've got like 6 magnets in. Hobbying depression kicking in.
I've got an arm one and a couple of gun faces. That's about it. Let's see. I'm looking for part 54 and 55. You gotta love it when you get like new sprues and you're looking for parts that you know should be there.
Oh, yeah, the entirety of last night.
Whoop. Or you stab yourself in the hand with a drill.
Yeah, it's like, whoop.
And there goes my phone.
Oh no.
It's okay.
Emperor protects. Oh, a cell phone cover company should come out and call themselves the Emperor.
Oh, good God.
I'm just saying, that just writes itself.
40K people unite.
Yeah. What kind of what brand cell phone protector you got? The Emperor.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the Emperor protects. Yes.
He's good. Good, my child.
Oh, what was that old skit? Not a skit. Oh, what am I? You know what I'm trying to say.
Show?
No, a movie when you had Conan the Barbarian. What is all that is good in life?
Oh, the one with James Earl Ray?
No, with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
No. He
Was he in it too?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
He played the bad guy.
What is good in life? Paint your models. Didn't the guys at Warhammer do a thing with that?
I love watching the little fan-made videos that are coming out. Like the what was the most recent one? The Guardsman video.
Oh yeah, that was Astartes.
Yeah.
The most recent one's Astartes. I think everybody and their brother has seen that one, at least in the 40K community. It's pretty legit.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's like on part 4 right now or something.
Dude, I tell you, as much flack as it got, I liked the animated Warhammer movie.
I never saw it actually. I think I have it on DVD, but I never actually watched it.
Yeah, it really should have been almost straight to DVD. I bought it on iTunes for like $6. You know it doesn't have great reviews when iTunes has it for $6.
Well, hey, they had the new Hellboy movie. I don't know if I remember seeing it in theaters, but you can like buy it now, and it's like, what?
All right, have you seen Alita Battle Angel?
I have not.
Dude, you need to.
I've heard good things, but I have not seen it.
Very good movie. It annoyed the hell out of my wife, which made me laugh.
Why did it annoy her?
It's designed to be a series. So the end of the movie, much like Lord of the Rings, has no real conclusion.
God, okay, yeah.
So we're sitting there, we're watching it. This is while we're on that trip. And we're watching it in the hotel room on my laptop. And the last scene comes up, and then it starts rolling credits. And she's like, no, God damn it. I want to know what happens.
Oh, that's so funny. Stay tuned next time on Dragon Ball Z, right?
One Punch Man is just about as bad.
Well, One Punch Man, there's no story there. One Punch Man wins.
Yeah, but it's still hilarious to watch.
Yeah, but he wins. End of story.
See, well, there was a story. It was just really, really short.
Yeah, wasn't he one of those, like, if he was in Warhammer World or whatever?
I don't know, but it'd be hilarious. If he could get angry, he'd be an angry Marine.
God. Telling you, contrast paints.
Angry Marines are going to happen.
They're my way to Angry Marines.
I mean, I did not know about Angry Marines when I started a Space Marine Army. And had I known about Angry Marines, yellow paint scheme be damned, it would have happened.
Hey, you know what exists? Angry Marines. I'm sure you got a couple thousand points of Marines not painted somewhere.
No, actually, I don't.
You, sir, are a master. Or a liar. No, I know.
I wish I was lying. I'd love to have a couple of thousand points of Marines just floating around to repaint.
God.
Because they would be Angry Marines.
How long have we been at this? Let's see.
I don't know.
It didn't tell you when it's live.
Yeah.
Oh well.
It's Siri, I didn't ask for that. It is 4:22.
I have no idea when we started, not gonna lie.
I probably got here about 2:30ish. No, had to be later than that because I didn't leave the school till 2.
I feel like I like that better.
There it is. Wait, how did I make this happen? Where's my little magni stick? Oh, there it is. Let's see.
Snip.
Well, that's why I like my little magnetic stick here, because it gives me the ability to figure out polarity really quickly.
I like that better.
Oh, I gotta stand up. I'm old, my legs hurt.
Yeah, man, I feel you.
Oh, where's your dad get some sawdust at?
Under the tail saw.
Sweet. Yep, that will do it. Instead of sitting here trying to fill this thing with super glue.
Full of sawdust and super glue.
Yep. Make a platform.
Oh yeah. All right, that's all magnetized. All right. Woo!
Feel accomplished.
A little bit. These just kind of sit in there, right?
Yes.
Don't feel like I need to magnetize that. I feel like that can be just fine.
I feel like I'm gonna let that super glue soak in there.
All right, cool. And this just sits in here. All right, we're at that point where I can put the top on.
Top down all around. Dude,
What?
That super glue's already set.
Oh, in the wood?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it usually would be. Yeah, because it's there's moisture content in that sawdust, and moisture is an activator. All right, so I guess I can put that guy on there.
Okay,
That
good.
part 109. I don't think there's any more internal magnets that I need to do. I did my base magnet yesterday.
They'll be in the turret, but not the main body.
Okay. I was wondering, the doors on the left and right side, they have like a slot that you can see into the model from there. Is there anything that goes in that?
I don't remember.
Right there.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Straight up open to the universe.
I think I glued mine shut.
Well, there's nothing there. There's nothing to glue there. Oh, little one's awake.
Mm-hmm.
That means my time is about to expire.
Need a toothpick or something non-metallic and skinny.
Piece of sprue? How skinny are we talking? Okay.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, I was about to say, it sounded like Ezra was getting up.
Yeah, she is. Papa just went in there, though. I mean, I need to get up there. So, I'm turning into a pumpkin.
If I gotta add any more magnets to make this work. What I'm doing is, because these magnets are like 10 cents a piece, I don't mind wasting a few to make this stack up work better. Oh yeah, that's much better. And of course I pulled the whole stack out.
The joys of magnetizing.
Nope, not that direction. How come when you put magnets into something, they always flip the wrong pole up?
Because it's like peanut butter and jelly if you drop it.
Or buttered bread.
Yeah. What is... Are you kidding me? That's supposed to hold that in, right? Okay. Just goes around that rim, right?
You know, if I was building this again, I would fill this cavity with resin and drill it out.
Well, build it 6 more times. Right?
It's going to be a negative.
So GW wants you to do that.
I know it's what they want me to do. Sure as hell ain't going to be what I do, though. I will put a little water in there though, to speed up the set process.
Oh yeah, that water helps out a lot. Don't know if this is going to be beneficial. That's going to go there. And then over here, I'll put it there, put it there, stretch there, we'll stretch there. I'm going to have to go.
Yep. Daddy calls.
Mm-hmm.
I just gotta wait for this to set and then I can pack up.
Yeah, I just want to get this top piece on.
See, where did I put that? I'll find it in a minute.
Alrighty, guys, y'all have a good day. Thank you. If you made it this far, you're a trooper. Absolute trooper.
Absolutely.